Today, my teaching is different, but in the line of the image of the Lord. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. It's a common verse. I'll read it from my Bible today. It says, "Then God said, let us make human beings in our image. Let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over fish and of the sea, the birds of the sky, the livestock of the wild, animals of the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground." God speaking to the Spirit and speaking to Jesus, He then says, let us make a human being in our own image. There is a teaching and a belief that I've given myself that I want to pass to you. I strongly believe there is a purpose why I was created. And I take birth as a launch. That's how I take my birth. I think I was launched in Zimbabwe. I want you to take your life in that manner. This is how I've been taking my life since 1996, when I realized that I am in the image of God. And in the image of God, I was created to be a ruler and to be a leader, not to be a tail. So my mother, Immaculate Beauty is her second name, was used as a vessel. My mother is called Immaculate, yes, or Beauty. She was used as a vessel through my father as well, that I should be launched in 1983, 6 November, down in Mondoro there. The launch place does not matter. What matters is what do you do with the launch. I've seen people who are wasting a launch. I hope you get me today. I've seen people who are wasting a launch. I've seen people who are surviving and going without realizing why they were on earth. And the danger part of it is that unanswered thinking and worry, you can die with it if you are not a person who can start today and say, I was launched. I want you to come to determination with that thinking and to come to agreement with that thinking that yes, you were born, but your humble deliverance, which happened for you to be delivered on earth and to come out of your mother, it was because there was a purpose that God wanted to achieve through you. It is in the mission of the devil to rub off so that you may never think that you have a purpose. Purposes or functions of a launch or of a product may be different according to the purpose why it was launched, but in its form it is very important. Now the Bible goes further and says we are one body but different parts. It doesn't really speak about only those that are in ministry. It is speaking that everyone has a purpose. For example, if you look at a body of a human being, there are some other parts that you may not look very important until one day you have lost them. Then you see they were necessary. For example, the mucus, we may throw them away, we don't want to see it, but it's a defense mechanism of a system. Even anything that is a part of your body, it carries a purpose. In its size, in its level, it carries a purpose that is necessary. Some for defense, some for this, some for look, some for this. So when I say you are launched, I'm trying to bring a thinking in your mind which says what you do every day is to complement that you have got a time that expires, and in that time that expires you must give out your best because you look like God. You must give out your best because you look like God. You are launched, you were created in His image. When God created you, I strongly believe that one of the purposes of the creation of God was to fulfill His creation. What do I mean by saying fulfilling His creation? You see, when God created the world, He gave us a tree. He didn't make a chair. He gave us a tree and then He gave us a human being. It is a human being who then took the tree and made a chair. He gave us iron But it was a human being who took the iron, the zinc, the platinum, and other minerals that are underneath, and then made an aeroplane, a motorbill, everything that was made by a human being. He was now perfecting or progressing with the purpose of creation. But it is very, very, very possible that a whole nation or a whole continent may come and not realize that they were launched. Rather, they will take their life as a curse. Yet a curse is there to distract you from seeing who you are. Diseases are there to distract you from identifying who you are. There is a better reason why you are alive, which fulfills the time you were birthed and why you were born in Zimbabwe. If you were born in a very troublesome nation, it means your purpose is greater so that you can liberate people. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. There is no one who was born in a wrong place at a wrong time with a wrong parent or a wrong skin color. It's only you that does not realize what you are supposed to do to accomplish the reason why you were made a woman of valor, the reason why you were made a man of this time. You know, I always look at the book of Judges. It explains people that were born for a purpose. We look at Joshua, we look at Samson, we look at Ehud, you look at Jephthah. If you read everything, you hear the Bible saying, now there was a problem in Israel and God gave a blessing through Samson. He was born to liberate them from the Ephraimites, and he actually killed a lot of them. The Amalekites, he killed a lot of them in the stadium. You see, everyone who is watching me, I want you to get into a task of saying, who are you? Who are you? If that is not addressed, there's going to be a problem, because you're going not to realize that you were launched. Who are you? It is a question that must trouble you, and you must seek relevance of that question, and you must address it, and you must die after addressing it. Who you are cannot be swallowed by time. You can identify who you are even at 65, even at 70, and it is better to survive 2 days living your purpose than to survive 100 years without even identifying who you are. And doing the study that I've done with time, I've also realized that the purpose of the launch is huge than one reason. It is bigger than one purpose, which is personal. It is bigger than your race. It is bigger than your continent. It is bigger than what you are. Why? Because I strongly believe that God is still launching people, because his purpose of creation of human beings has not yet been fulfilled or identified to completion. Why? Because people are coming and dying without identifying who they are, to the extent that there is always a gap. If there's a child that has been born today, that child has been born because there's somebody who's mature, who has not yet identified and filled the gap that they are supposed to fill. I'm talking about a gap of making life easier for the world. I'm talking about a gap which makes us to be able to heal diseases so quickly. I'm talking about a gap which makes this world a paradise. I'm talking about a gap which can make things to be smooth and nearing ourselves to the Almighty, who is a creator. For he gives us the raw materials, and he has allowed us to be very much innovative and to think outside the box. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying to you, that you carry a larger purpose than what you are surviving right now. And I want you to put it in a basket and make it your journey and say to yourself, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Why are you alive? I always tell people and say, sometimes you need to give an angel a reason of protecting you. I want you to get that attitude whereby you give angels a reason of protecting you, because you are surviving the purpose of your creation. Let me answer my sisters that are watching me live right now. You were not only created to be married. Marriage is just part of life. It is beyond marriage. My brothers, you did not only created just to work for somebody. It goes beyond that. You're not created only to marry. It goes beyond that. There is an issue of servanthood. There is an issue of servanthood, which I explained 2 weeks ago, and I said, a servant among you shall be the greatest. I was trying to teach you and say, if you jump into an aspect of serving and wanting to help, you will then become the greatest among everyone. You see, purposes are different. If you are blocked in mind, you may feel that everything else has been taken. That's a devil that is deceiving you. There is still an opportunity for your purpose of your launch. You were launched. You were launched. Yes, it came as a birth, but you were launched. Read the Bible very carefully. When God saw that the world has turned sour, loving the world, He made His Son to be born through a woman. That is launching a purpose. And the purpose came, and surely the purpose went to the cross, crucified for our sins. There is a reason of creation. You are not just created to suffer. It means that there are things that you are not identifying, that I want the Spirit of the Lord today to help me so that you can identify the few things that you are failing to identify. You were not launched to be in fights. You were not launched to be in arguments. You were not launched to be in situations that troubles you. You were not launched to be sick. That's not it. Sickness may come as a distraction. Fights may come as a distraction. But you were launched for a greater purpose, a purpose that is huge than what you are right now. There is a huge purpose than what you are right now. And I want you to identify why you are alive. And I want you to work towards your purpose to the extent that you feel satisfied inside you. The moment you find yourself, order starts to come to you. Order starts to come to you. Everything will start to fall into place because you'll be walking in the footsteps of your fulfillment of your creation, or fulfillment of your creation. So I want you to find who you are. You see, Jesus knew that His purpose was to be crucified. That's why He had to place Judas by His side and move with Him, knowing that he was going to rebel against Him. He knew the purpose of Peter. He knew the purpose of moving with Mary and Martha. He knew why He was supposed to preach on the world, because He was surviving in His purpose. And I tell you, there is a huge difference of purpose. Some you were created to move with some great visions, to drive some great visions. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be the head. I mean, you are supposed to be on top. You can be under, but on top with your leadership. You can be behind, but on top of your skill. Because it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone can be the president. It doesn't work like that. Some can follow, but they can be great in their acts. That's how it is. Our purposes are different according to our strength, because we are given different strength. But God is saying, I have created you in my image, and I've given you power to become a ruler on earth. But you can survive, and you can allow a day to go without unleashing your purpose to the world. What makes me to sleep at 3 a.m.? What makes me to sleep at 2 a.m.? Because I know who I am. My main purpose is to assist. That is my main purpose. I may fail there and there, but my main purpose is to assist. I am a healer. People may say this and that, but I know my purpose. I am a healer. I've healed whoever I've met. If this one and this one has failed, I'm also human, but I know that I'm a healer. I know that I help people. I know that I'm a deliverer. I'm a prophet. I know that I have to speak to different people. There are people that I have to shake hands and assist them. There are people that I have to talk to and assist them. That's my purpose. So I go up to 3 so that I can fulfill my purpose. My purpose goes beyond my biological children. It goes beyond my schoolmates. It goes beyond my community. It goes beyond my race. And I have to work my purpose so that I can realize that when I was launched, I managed to fulfill myself. You see, when Jesus was going on the cross, He said, it's finished. He said, it's finished. When you die, you must have finished life. You don't have to make death to finish you. Death is just a transition. But when you die, you have to have finished the life. You must feel like, I've done it. I've done it. I've answered my call. My purpose was to assist people. My purpose was to do this. My purpose was to review this. My purpose was to create this. You must feel, if you're a singer, you must say, I think I've composed enough. I finished. I finished. You must die empty. There are people who are saying, and it's very true, it has been identified, that the richest place is the graveyard. That's the richest place. The richest place is the graveyard. Why? Because the uncomposed songs are there. Presidents who never campaigned are there. We have people who were having books in their hands which were never written. Inventors who died without giving us a solution. People who are so powerful are within the graveyard. You're watching me live right now. I don't want you to enrich the graveyard without you finishing yourself. I don't want you to enrich the graveyard without you finishing yourself. I want you to empty yourself. I want you to take forth what God has placed inside you. Why did you trust you and He gave you life at this era? You must be carrying a solution. There is a certain solution that you have that you need to identify. The devil dangles with our thoughts. He plays with our thoughts so that we don't see why we were created. Why are you alive now at this time? Are you not the answer of what you are looking for? Are you not the answer of what you are looking for? If you can hear my voice, there are things that you should address. And I want you to have an energy tomorrow. Don't sleep more than usual. Don't be lazy. Go beyond that. Move around. Call around. Shake hands. Talk to people. Search around. Who am I? Search around. Who am I? Don't be lazy that you just want a simple thing and then no. You are betraying us. You are betraying the human race because you are not fulfilling your purpose of creation. Trust me. You are not just created to eat and to sleep. No. That's not your purpose. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. So long you are a human being right now and you are having your breakfast at breakfast time, lunch at lunch time, dinner at dinner time, I tell you, you are confused and you are going nowhere. Because finding a purpose and finding a reason of survival will always alter even your eating habits. It will always alter even people that are close to you. It creates enemies. People start to be jealousy. It creates movement. It creates migration. It creates relations as well. It creates deeper needs of actions. So the question is, who are you? That's my question. Who are you and where are you going? If that is not being identified, it means your life that has been wasted. I want to thank God because He's going to give a chance to the unborn child to fulfill your reason of survival. That is what is going to happen. Another child is going to be born again. And if the child is not told that, son, you are launched, you carry a purpose. Daughter, you are launched, you carry a purpose. You have got a greater reason of survival. You're going to continuously have child after child without any reason of solving human slow life, human unpleasant life, cleaning the air, making sure that our weather is perfect, things that are in our environment, bringing up drugs and solutions. Look how people are perishing with corona. We need answers. We need answers. And the answers is with you. The answer is with you. Those with answers may not be very much charged to say it. So the answer of removing the fear is also maybe with you. That's what is needed. If we don't identify our purpose of survival, we're going to work every time, but frustrated all the time. I want you to work, yes. I want you to be doing something else. I want you to be under, I understand. But be under whilst you are falling into things that you love and things that you are good at. Finding a purpose is finding what you love and finding what you are good at and bringing a solution that is beyond your personal ego. You can't only be surviving for your rent. You can't only be surviving for your hair. You can't only be surviving for your makeup. It must go beyond that. It must go beyond the school fees of your children. If what you are focused only right now is the school fees of your child, it means you have lost the purpose of creation. It must go beyond that. Give angels a reason of protection. Give angels a reason of protection. That's what I want you to do. I'm talking to you. I've been speaking for how many minutes now? 30 minutes. I thought I would get hold of my time, but I'm seeing it's 30 minutes. But my statement is very clear. Don't waste life. Don't waste life. Don't waste life. That's why I preach about connecting more than everything. I preach about circles more than everything. I preach about friends more than everything. Why? Because you are surrounded by people who are helping you to waste your life. Yes, you hear me correctly. You are surrounded by people who are helping you to waste your life. Don't waste your life. Stop wasting your life. Stop focusing on unnecessary things. Start focusing on how to change the world. Right now, there are people who are not aggressive enough, and they are allowing even Christianity to be placed on great shame. Anyone who thinks of commenting on social media, they're going to comment and they speak negative about prophets, they speak negative about apostles, they speak negative about pastors, because there are some people who are not standing strong to protect even the image of Christ right now. They are shy. They don't feel it right. Who surrounds you? Are they surrounding you to add value to you or to help you to waste life? If we look at you right now, can you say you're adding value to the human creation?